In this fiscal year of 2022, the number of gotaways, the illegals who never were seen or processed by Border Patrol, is estimated to be just shy of, get this number, 600,000 this year. And that brings us the grand total of around 1 million illegal aliens who have made their way into the United States undetected. These are not the people who stand in line and wait to be processed. They are not the ones who turned themselves in. This 1 million gotaways are terrorists, rapists, gang members, murderers, convicts of all kinds, and intelligence from our foreign enemies' countries. And it's a ticking time bomb. But don't worry. The corporate media, to the rescue. They are on the hunt for everyone and anyone involved in the evil operation that sent the plane loads of illegals to Martha's Vineyard, because that's what they're concerned about. They're out for blood. They have tracked down a woman who was helping find illegals who wanted to fly to Martha's Vineyard, and CNN has released her identity. Yep. So the crazy leftists can go terrorize this person now and make her pay, by golly, for the sin of revealing the hypocrisy of the left in the open borders debate. You don't get to do that. Well, RAV correspondent Heather Mullins has been on top of this Martha's Vineyard story since the beginning, and she joins us now along with our border correspondent, Anthony Aguero. Heather, Anthony, thanks as always for joining me and for staying on top of this story. Heather, it is amazing how hard these journalists can work when they want to destroy a woman who helped Ron DeSantis fly illegals to Martha's Vineyard. I still think this is the story of the year. This is almost an unexpected gift from the left. Does this story, do you think, illuminate the shifting of Hispanic voters over to Republicans?
I mean, it's hard to say, but thanks for having me, Gina. I think that you're spot on with the New York Times and CNN trying to dox this woman. I think she should take a page out of Nick Sandman's playbook and maybe reach out to his attorneys, because they're known for spreading defamation about people. So anything you hear about this woman or what she's alleged to have done, I would take with a grain of salt. There was a class action lawsuit, I guess, filed September 20th by attorneys that are representing what they call migrants, but they're really illegal immigrants. They're criminals that invaded our country illegally and breached our immigration processes, right? There's plenty of men, women, and children waiting to get in the right way. But that's what these are. They're criminals. They're being represented now by attorneys that filed this class action lawsuit, where Governor Ron DeSantis is, I guess, a defendant, as well as his Department of Transportation Secretary Jared Perdue. Both of them allegedly worked with this woman who is a retired or former U.S. Army counterintelligence specialist that did 2 decades in our military. Right? She served our country. She went to Iraq, went to Afghanistan. By their own account, this is a woman that has a reputable background. Okay, and they are trying to character assassinate her. This is a woman who risked her life for our country, and they are trying to character assassinate her on behalf of criminals that broke our nation's laws coming in here. It's egregious.
Yeah, it really is. And so many other things are egregious, like the little 10-year-old that was raped, that the pro-aborts are using as their Exhibit A, who was raped by an illegal. And this happens all the time. Anthony, what do you make of this huge shift I talked about earlier? Republicans cutting the lead among Latino voters in half in only a decade, Anthony. Huge shift, right?
Absolutely, Dr. Gina. Thank you for having me. It certainly does not surprise me. Latinos in the Hispanic community are simply just much more conservative. They're more for God. They're more for their Catholic and Christian values. I think the left is too far disconnected, not just from the Hispanic community, from the blue collar, everyday American, and things like Latinx, abortion issues, and these open borders is what's really causing this shift. I've yet to see or meet a legal migrant, as I'm myself a first generation American. I come from a family of migrants. And for the first time, I heard my mom this past week, she's saying she's going to go vote this coming presidential election for President Trump if he decides to run. To me, that is huge. She was a staunch Democrat, and to see it finally happening at home, it's a great sign.